guys know about Tai Lopez, the one who taught people how to flex Ferraris and Lamborghinis in the garage? Well, now he's being sued by the SEC for over $112 million for a Ponzi scheme, you guys. Incredible. And this is the biggest reversal of guru history. And I'm going to break it all down for you guys in full. You know, Tai, he was known as the social guy who came out with this garage. He's like, you know, if you like to read a book a day, you know, that's how you master the wealth that I've got, is you just got to read a book a day. But behind the scenes, he co-founded a company with another gentleman named Alex in 2019. And they were buying dead brands that were already not making really much. They're going out of business, kind of like Pier 1 Imports, Radio Shack, Dress Barn, Model Sporting Goods, and things like Steinmart, and they're trying to turn them into e-commerce plays where they're gonna like, hey, we're closing all these locations down, we're going online, we're gonna take our guru experience and crush it online. We're the ultimate mentors, we can do anything, right? Well, now the SEC is accusing them of this Rev business model where they bought all these businesses and they brought these people in, raising over $112 million of investors from 2020 of April all the way to November of 2022. And they were raising money on false promises because none of the brands that they inherited were actually making a profit. There was no real operations going on where money was being made. And at least $5.9 million of investor returns were funded by new investor money. So the old investors were being funded by the new investors, over $5.9 million of that. And so they're allegedly being misused. The actual money that they made in through investment, over $16 million, was being misused for luxury jets, transportation, travel, and it was all a red flag with the SEC. And this could go into criminal charges eventually, guys. And it's gotten worse. So if you know Tai Lopez, you know he's the book a day guru. He's actually going to be maybe like the Bernie Madoff of the e-commerce, gurus out there. And the investment pitch, really the reality, guys, was they were promising over 25% annual return on unsecured notes, monthly dividends as high as 2% for people who invested in equity shares, saying it would go directly to from the specific brands. But the SEC says that they commingled and transferred money from this bank account to this bank account to basically fund their lifestyle. And what they were telling investors was absolute trash. They claimed the companies were on fire, they were going strong cash flow, and they actually were at heavy losses, guys, huge losses, like 5 million loss here, a 16 million loss here, and they were not sharing the losses with these investors. And they lost about $13.7 million in the year 2020 and $10.7 million in the year 2021. And just tons of millions of dollars, guys, lost. So overall, the brands that they bought through the company Rev just blew up in losses. And they alleged that they were actually making money when they weren't. So until the investors heard about this, they were all upset. Like, they're like, hey, we're not getting paid out. And the businesses were not even growing. Like, the operations slowed down. So this is truly what they call a Ponzi scheme, misuse of funds. The returns weren't being paid out, and at least $5.9 million wasn't from profits, it was from new investor money. And plus the $60 million was being diverted for Tai and Alex personal use, like all the luxury travel. So they just shuffled money around, they were having fun between brands, a Radio Shack, and they were not even really being responsible about this, you guys. It was a terrible situation, and they're probably going to get criminal charges for it. So after November 2022, all the investor payments stopped, and on December 15th of 2022, they finally admitted financial trouble. And then by early 2023, Rev filed for bankruptcy and dissolved all the assets and all the new companies that they bought. So comment below, guys, if this sounds like a Ponzi scheme to you. Someone who hyped up luxury cars, hyped up the whole come to my LA mansion for a big party, all the big top investors are gonna be there, but really he was selling a Ponzi scheme, everyone. So comment below, let me know what you guys think.